Abba Yahweh. Hallelujah. Forever give your precious name the honor that's due unto you, Abba Yahweh. And the songs that we sing, Abba Yahweh. And the dancing and the moving of our feet, Abba Yahweh. Hallelujah. And the playing of the instruments to our great King. We will do this day on your Sabbath tone, Abba Yahweh. Oh, yes, hallelujah. Not for a form or fashion, Abba Yahweh. From our lab, Abba Yahweh. To lift up our King this day, Abba Yahweh. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Let us stand to our feet, nation. Blow the trumpet in the mountain of Yahweh and Yahshua Mashiach. Precious Abba Yahweh, was in the Hashemaya. Kadosh is your mighty Hashem. Your Makut to come. Your will be done. In earth, Abba Yahweh, and in the Hashemaya. Give us this day our daily lesson. And forgive us our debt, Abba Yahweh. And we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil, Abba Yahweh. For yours is the Makut, the power and the honor, Abba Yahweh, forever, Abba Yahweh. So be it, Abba Yahweh. May it be fulfilled in the precious mighty name of Yahshua HaMashiach. And you feel the lesson, the bread of life this day, Abba Yahweh, to strengthen your nation, Abba Yahweh, to bring tough understanding to your people, Abba Yahweh. They don't be overtaken by every wind and doctrine of man, Abba Yahweh. The Torah, Abba Yahweh, they meant the truth, Abba Yahweh. The understanding that we stay in the straight and narrow way, Abba Yahweh, the direct, Abba Yahweh. In the present mighty name of Yahshua HaMashiach, I pray. Hallelujah, hallelujah.
Hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah. Oh, yes, hallelujah. Hallelujah, way. Hallelujah. We look to you, Abba, for this beautiful Shabbatot. Yes, yeah. We may enter into your veins with told out with praise. And we may lift up your Kodesh name as we zakar all that you have done for YisraYah'ale. Come on, YisraYah'ale. Let us sing, lift our voice unto Yahweh Abba. Let everything that has breath praise Yahweh. Come on, lift your voice, YisraYah. Let everything that has breath praise Yahweh. Let everything
greet you all in Yahshua's most excellent and permanent name. It's given among the nations of an elect people. Not the Greek creator has chosen to show his personality, his being. He did that with the one we call Yahshua.
Hallelujah.
Show the exceptional personality of our Abba. So that we can, with all of his massive creation, believe every word that he says. Everything Yah says, it is not for us to reason in our minds to come to a conclusion. As the old ones would say, when I said no, it's no. When I say yes, it's yes. And so there is no, in the program of Yah, no kinds of private interpretation. You got your kind, I got mine, they got their kind. So you formulate the differences. In trying to discuss the mind of your Almighty Yah, there's only one that can discuss that mind, that's Yahshua. We must have that mind. And what was that mind? To be complicit to all the Torah commandments, to obey faithfully, and to do it uprightly, because he knew who his maker and creator in that body was. So we want to teach today. I want to dispel the lies of these corrupt people today in the world. And if you're not careful because of your own corruption, you become indulging with them. You will believe the lies. You will believe the lies. He left nothing in this book for us to privately interpret. He left nothing in the book because Yahshua fulfilled everything in the book that he was and the book that was before him. So he did not leave it for me to give some kind of a private interpolation through my own corrupt lust and wickedness. There is not one excellent thought that comes from any of us. The only thing he allows us to think on is him, his name, and the excellence of Yahshua HaMashiach. There's not, quote, a good thought, a good work, or good deeds, unquote, that come out of this lying, deceitful, wicked thing you call me. That's you. That's what express you. It's not here with me that express you. Here express me. So he did not leave this to be polluted by the stupidity of man. He made the sun that is so awesome.
Yes.
There's nothing like it. And our stupidity will never make us look at that and see that he's an awesome, great one. My Redeemer is awesome.
Yes.
He's mighty.
Hallelujah.
He sets that little slither in the heavens above, that we may see the smallest and the smallness of his light, that is greater than all collectively the light that we all, throughout the creation of time, that we can muster. It's either the book is true, or if it's one lie that has slithered in, the author, the authenticator, is from the dungeons of hell. It is the book of hell. It is the book of hell. It is the book that was birthed out of the bosom of Hashatan. And we're so gullible that we buy everything. There cannot be one scintilla of a false reality here. It cannot purport establish one lie. Establish all, then it's all a damnable, twisted heresy of lies. Spit on it, throw it out. It's either authentic in its truth. It doesn't need me to authenticate it. It will authenticate itself. It's either the truth or the lie. I want to lay that principle because I'm going to continue on this birth, this virgin birth. I will get into the details of that as I teach today. It is either a lie. It's amazing that they believe that he rose from the dead, but they don't believe that he was birthed the way he was. They believe that he was the one that solidified and sealed the promise, this living words, that we can oblige Yah in every way when we surrender all. My problem, your problem is that you are wicked. And you surrender nothing at all. You surrender to your damnable, twisted, devious, evil ways. You can blame nobody, devil. You're nasty because you're nasty. You're a devil because you're a devil. She, he. No, it's me. It's you, devil. Nobody prepped me in the morning to teach like this, nothing but Torah. I said to my Ima this morning now, getting old Ima, so I can't move with that polished, fluid movement. And she began to laugh. She says, I remember that day, that fence. Undoubtedly, I was showing off. You stood right there and you go, boom, you jump over that thing. That's just a lost memory. Yeah, I can't do it now, would not even try. Unless I had something to propel me up over that. The youth that you trust in is going to forsake you. Fools. Draw that closer. I can't see me. Is this thing you got that focus? Look as though I'm back, Father. Yeah, Lord, give me the full. I don't want it back, Father. See me. All right. But I am going to continue in that path. I mean this with all my heart. If this book does not authenticate the prophecies and the prophecy concerning this one we know as YHWH HaMashiach, run away.
Hallelujah.
You take the form of methodology you will to save yourself from this evil, wicked world. It must authenticate it. I cannot authenticate it. He was without sin.
Hallelujah.
I'm nothing but a sinful thing. I don't practice sin.
Yes.
I'm not one that practices lies and corruption, deception, falsehood. I don't practice that. I hate it. I despise it. In me above all men. Your self-righteousness, which is vile, it stinks. It comes from the gutters of hell.
Yes.
Even hell will not embrace you. One said to Mahima concerning one's wife, quote, if God put me in hell, and he said, I will let you out to go back and rectify things in the home, whatever it may be. He said, I would tell God, leave me here. I don't want to. That's a statement. We all have been caught up in our hellish minds. Minds of corruption. It's hellish. It's wicked. We don't break the shackles of that twisted corruption. And you like to blame someone else. It's you.
Hallelujah.
Devils. And I ask us all a question. Our problem is that when we began to, and we try at our best to study Torah, We believe that we have got the comprehension of one verse. You cannot comprehend that unless you understand the totality of how that derived. It was consummated by Yah. You cannot. You can't read one verse and get understanding. You know, the ability to discern, because the first thing that knowledge or that understanding will do, it will show you your corruption, how evil you are. It's going to reveal your foul nature and everything that stinks in you. And that's what this teaching is going to do today. For those twisted liars, those that the whole origin of their theses came out of one West. They were ICPK, PUK. And then the name has changed to IS. And so the thesis of all of this theorizing of what they call Hebrew Israelite doctrine, there's not even a cogent, cohesiveness among them. It's a lie. These are the Trojan horses of hell. I tell you, you don't have to get immersed. Don't tell me that some angel was there having a ordeal with Miriam. This is how corrupt this mind is. But yet they believe that he died. They don't believe that they're liars. They believe that he went down in the grave. That is more spectacular than someone birthing or a child Yah puts in a woman's bosom. He made the egg. He is the one that composed the semen, and to make sure that that create and procreate. But yet these dogs, what they are, that's what they do. And everyone buys into their lies. Yah is beyond awesome.
Hallelujah.
There's no superlative that can express the greatness of his power. I want to ask us a question in the form of these three verses I want to read. I want to begin here at Jeremiah. In chapter 32, verse 17. And this was inspired by even the Nabi trying to understand as the great perplexities of trouble would come before the resurrection or the reconstitution of all things. And so the question and the response, verse 17, Sovereign Master Yah. He identifies the capability of Yah, Jeremiah 32:17. He says, behold, you have asa. You have formed, you have formulated, you have created, you have made the heavens. That's enough for one to look up and sing the song all day. My Yah is awesome.
Hallelujah.
But because sin binds us, we can't freely say that. You have made the Shemayim, and this Ulam, this earth, this Earth, and the earth by your great power. If we don't understand the great power of Yah, we're going to quiz and question the authenticity of the birth of YHWH and everything in Torah, because we don't have the ability within this carnal, corrupt mind to reason with a mind that is nothing but light. We don't know how to reason with God. We don't know how to. You cannot reason with Yah from the dialogue of your stupidity. Quote, I am a good person. I treat everybody good. I treat everybody nice. Just give us something to wrap around and stuff, you all, okay? Anyone listen to me know how to come to dress. And so we exude ourselves instead of the Torah of Yah. Gives us mandates on everything. So there is no power that is greater than Yah's power, and you stretch out your arm. And then this is the catalyst here, what I want to identify with more than anything. He says, and there is nothing. Lo, there is no content of anything in life. Yet there is nothing. Absolutely. It cannot be a scintilla of maybe, yet there is nothing too barak, too marvelous, too difficult. There's nothing too hard for Yah. Do you understand that? The heavens were not hard for him to make. He took the dust of the earth, the olam, and he made man. And from man, he took that rib and he produced him an Ezra, a special kind of help. Not just help, she is a special kind of help. There is nothing too hard.
Yeah.
There is nothing too hard. There is nothing that is difficult with Yah. And so in the stupidity of the reasonings of our minds, we are reduced him to one like you. He is not wicked like you. He's not a dirty dog like us. There is nothing too difficult, too habibala, nothing that is too marvelous. You look at the ants, he gives us the scope of the ant and the bees. And that's marvelous how they participate with one another. There is nothing too difficult, nothing too hard for Almighty Yah for him to perform. There's nothing he cannot perform. He took a wretched, dirty dog like us and began to transform our logics, our thinking, as he began to reveal bits and pieces of Yeshua. So there is nothing too hard for him. Don't ever forget that. Was it hard for him to make the heavens? Let's get real. So if he instructs us in the most simplest of things, it is for us to determine and to be the processor of that knowledge, and we perform it by what I believe. That's what's wrong with this wicked whore today. She's a dirty, slutty whore. She's not even a high-priced whore. She's a prostitute from hell. And our minds are full of whoredom. We sell ourselves for nothing. There's nothing too hard for him. This has no credibility unless the Torah speaks of this at least 2 or 3 witnesses. Then every word is established. All right? You all listen, all right? Just listen. Hallelujah. You all listen to me. Don't worry about nothing else. It's a crazy one. Can I get everyone's attention up here? Can I get y'all's attention? Let's hear. YisraYah'ale. Listen. That's what you do here. You go to the doctor, you're attentive to what he's saying. When he examines you, you're attentive to his tools of his trade. And so there's an artwork here. All right? There must be a second witness. Let us examine what the Nobi Chanuk Enoch. Enoch chapter 84. Enoch 84 and verse 3. Just one. This is Enoch as he speaks unto Yah with all of his knowledge of life. Yah had opened up his mind and poured out the wealth of the wisdom of his da'at, his knowledge, his understanding, he poured out to this man. And so he says the same thing that Jeremiah says. He says, for you have created. You're the one that has barak, made, formed. You have fashioned. He fashioned the stars. He fashioned the moon. He fashioned the sun. And then he fashioned you.
Hallelujah.
He said you have created all. Cool. Everything. There is nothing that beyond your creativity. He has created all.
Yeah.
He has created everything. Well, what about the mustard? He has created all. There is nothing that procreated itself. Yah has created all. He has created all. Not only that, and all things you rule. You are the king. You're the ruler over life. You're the ruler over everything. You're the ruler over the sea, the waters. You're the ruler.
Yeah.
Then he says this, not a single thing is hard for you. There's nothing hard for you.
Yeah.
There is nothing hard for him.
Hallelujah.
Nothing difficult. From the smallest molecule, it is of such great dynamics. There is nothing hard for him. Nothing. Nothing. The same word hard, H-A-R-D. It exemplifies the great power that Yah is. What he has done. I was thinking this morning, the heavens looks as though that we are closed in, doesn't it? There's an umbrella, but it's just so vast as far as you can see. If you go down on a plane, and the plane is just purely level ground, and there was a forest you were in, and if there was a 1 mile gap, not one tree for 100 miles, you would think just looking, because it will eventually close in like this. You can't see beyond. The physical ability of man. That's why the heavens look like that. Look like you could almost throw a rock there, but you can't. He said, there is nothing too hard for you. And then he says, absolutely not a single thing or wisdom. There is no wisdom that you did not create. There is not one single thing that you did not create or perform. You did it all.
Hallelujah.
And so to bring forth one out of the womb. And that's what we should do. We should bring forth out of the womb of his Torah the greatness of the testimony, YHWH HaMashiach.
Hallelujah.
That's what this is all about. Not one single thing. He says, your throne has not retreated from her station, nor before your presence. He said, your chassis, your authority, your power, the standards, what it is based upon, it has not lost 1 centilla of a billionth of an inch. It has not, and it cannot be measured. You have not at all. It has stayed in your presence. And he used the word everything, not some of the things, but called the whole, everything.
Yeah.
Everything you yada, that you know, and that what your ayah, your mind, can we even explain the mind of Yah? You can't reason with that mind fool.
Hallelujah.
You cannot critique that mind, fool.
Yes.
He says, and you hear, YisraYah'ale. You listen. There is not one thing in your actions, in your verbiage that God doesn't hear. In your mind that you know I don't hear you, but God does. Your wife doesn't hear you, your husband, your children, but God does.
Yes.
He said that you hear, there's a semicolon there to let you know that what I'm about to say is a summation that is profound of all that God is. Nothing. Nothing. You can hide some of the times you're going to be caught. Do you understand that? Nothing. 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 Your lies, your corruption, your vile, sadistic ways, nothing. Nothing exists that can be hidden from Him. We are fools. We're foolish. We're childish. We're immature. We think we can hide. Because you hide from one another, that's so silly.
Yes.
Examine me, y'all.
Hallelujah.
My prayers kill me.
Yes.
Don't let that be a willing desire to sin and the corrupt mind. I'd rather kill me now. Kill me.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid. I'm prepared to die.
Yeah.
Let the skin worm, they're going to eat you. Those maggots are going to eat every part of you. They're going to eat you up. The maggots. I got to teach them. Just the skin worms. There's nothing you don't know. For everything you expose, you're the one that shachah, you open it up to be examined. And so devils, don't think you're getting by. He opened you up. Situations open you up for you to be examined. We're self-righteous swines, what we are.
Yeah.
I could deceive the masses of people. I can extrapolate from this book better than their best scholars.
Yeah.
And people would love that because it would intrigue them. And I could play them like you play a fiddle. Life has meaning to me. I'd rather be broke, no money, nothing. No house that I own, no land that I own. Because it is something that is certain. As a young boy, I've learned. You're going to die. Every last one of us, you're going to die. You can be a phony jackass all you want to. I thought about that man that used to sit over here this morning. And I said to my issue yesterday, I just called him by the name that, because I gave him that name. And I said to him, I said, you know, but I call him by that name I gave him. It's the old foolishness gonna kill them. I still call him that. I said, amen. That's a beautiful name. Because it is the pet peeve name of YisraYah'ale. Yah gave on YHWH. Yeshurun. Beautiful name. I like it.
Yeah.
3 witnesses. I've given you 2. I must give you 1 more. From the book. For this to have any credibility. Here in 3rd Ezra. They're writing the book of Ezra. 3rd Ezra chapter 15. Chapter 15 in 1 verse I want to read. Verse 1. Verse 2. He says unto Ezra the Nobi, he says, behold, I speak. I utter from my voice. I speak not from your mind, but I speak where? I speak you in the ear of my people. The words of Nabu'ah. Nabu'ah, that which is authentic, that which is from my mind, that which I govern all things by. He said, I want you to speak in the ear, the ayim, the knowledge, the wisdom unto my people. Nabu'ah, prophecy, is genuine. These same groups that started there in New York, IUIC, and the ISUPK, all of these dirty dogs, what they are. They started from one west. All of them. All started from the same place. There's no agreement with any of them. None of them. They all started from the same harlot, the mother of whoredom, the same whore. That's where they started from. I recall, daughter, they promised everyone in 2000 that nuclear thermal activity of bombs are going to fall on this country. He's going to kill every son of Israel, the white man. They didn't fall. No bombs fell, but the people still buy. So they will try to utilize other activities to say that Joshua, you damn devils you are, you liars, and try to say that Jonah, he prophesied August the 19th, 400 years of this year, people of my hill have been in this distant land. And nothing but dirty liars. The 12 tribe charts. I thought this morning, Yah says I poots, P-O-O-T-S, scattered his people into the eretz, into the extreme of the world, in every place, every small island, all over Africa. They call them dirty, stinking Africans. They're stupid. If you buy into their logic, you're as stupid as they are. I'm coming against it all this year of Yah. Get back on my teaching about year 2019. Still got a little time in Yah's life. Listen to what Ezra says. Yah says, which I put in your faith. I put it in your mouth. Notan. I grant it. I bestow it. I am the only one. Listen, y'all. I don't want it to get too chilly for the people. Please turn some of these fans off. Too chilly, all right. I am all right. Turn one of the air conditioners off. I don't want them to get too cold, okay? Mama back there, I don't want them too cold. I am all right here. I don't mind perspiring, all right? There's some of you all that have had a fire this year. I haven't. I'm not ready for it. From the way things look like, it'll be November before I start one. That's right. You'll be all right. Look what it says here. Verse 2. Yah said, I want you to cause them to be written on paper. I want it to be written hatam and stride like a inkhorn in a granite stone. He said, I want you to put it on a sefer, a book. I want you to put it in a book. And this is the book right here. I read the book. It's not for your private interpretation, fool. And everybody interprets it the way they want to. He said, write them in paper. Why? This is it. For they are full of emunah, they're faithful. They're that. They're full of my witness. They express what I am. They express the fullness of me. And that's what the word came to do. To show us how stupid we are. For him to procreate is nothing. And some of the most smallest things that cannot even be seen with eyes, yet under the microscope, they can be identified. What is the event that's happening tonight or one day this week? It's when scientists say when all three planets, they're in line together, they're synchronized. The moon, Mars, and the earth. It will not happen again until 2033. And the only way you're going to see that, they said, quote, it will take an ultra powerful telescope. These dirty damn devils and liars. The liars. They get us caught up in stupidity that we think we have knowledge of matters and we don't have a singular damnable thing. And that's just a fact. We want to appear to be smart. So stupid. And so they're going to have the gala events of astronomers and all. They will gather. They're going to celebrate this. Yet we don't even on his day celebrate him. Now I wanted to establish that because is there anything too hard for Yah? No. He made the moon, the stars. Hallelujah. And I told us last week, I wanted to preference things last week to let us know that this didn't just not appear. It did not by its own evolution evolve into a kind like me. It's still that. It's still that. It's still that. It is not impertinent. It has no value. That's why they teach our children these fallacies of lies. They have no concept of the great Creator. And they submerge them in every kind of wickedness. Reading this morning how that diseases of the enterprising with young ones and old ones interchanging each other's fluid with each other. Chlamydia, syphilis, gonorrhea. It has sailed through the roof. It cannot even be measured. This is what your cell phones have taught your babies. Your YouTubing, the lies, full of disease. They're nasty in their bodies. Yes. And there's a form that syphilis, once it reached to that stage, I didn't even know as I was reading, syphilis can incubate in a body 30 years. You don't even know you have it. You pass it on to your siblings when they're birth. There was one with us many years ago. I warned them. I never said much to you all about it. Goes out and defines. The person gets syphilis. Didn't even know one had syphilis. She took that one down to the health department. They said, you have syphilis. You don't get rid of it. And when it escalates to the form of what they call terror tyson, I can't remember the verbiage of the word. It affects every part of you, your neurological system, your mind, your blood. And so the young ones, the older ones, there's this precipitous rise in diseases. They can only come one way. They're coming by no handshake, no conversation. filthy dogs what they are. That's what they're doing to your babies. That's why you daddies and mamas must spend time with your babies and sit down and talk to them. Your grandmamas must do the same, and your grandpapas too. I will. Me sitting around think I'm cool as a mama bee, an old silly foolish man like me, I must teach, instruct, and show by the way I live. I can't repudiate no one, and I'm living like a damn dog myself. Your falsehood and your lies. You trying to pretend you all right, you know you live like a dirty dog. You trying to instruct someone. No, what I say, I live this way. And I will let no man, no woman defy that. No one. That's fact. There is nothing like Nabu Nabua. It is what Yah speaks from his mind. He speaks it. Man's mind, that he must speak that to his people. Not just any people, but his people. I want to read this prophecy. You tell me whether it's a lie or not. These Hebrew Israelites are full of their own dung. They're full of it. They're wicked. I was thinking, I said, at least those that are Christian will hide their sins. Those that are Hebrew Israelites, they don't give a damn about no one. They rape your women, your daughters. They multiply them in what they call marriages, cohabitating. And they rape your daughters and you're a fool. Allow that.
Yes.
You're not coming to my house here. No, I'm the guard here. All my warriors, just a few, but we get the job done. Is this prophecy true? Yeshua ibn Nobi, the prophet Isaiah. Isaiah chapter 7. Isaiah chapter 7, 1 verse. I want to begin here at verse 10. That's amazing, the number 10. 7 and 10. I will begin here at verse 10. It says, moreover, with this dialogue between him and Ahaz, he was phony like we are. He was fake. So Yah had this dialogue in the sense with this fool, like we will have dialogue with someone to trying to see if they know or they can give you the preciseness of their deeds. Don't have to. So he spoke unto Ahaz, the one that should have grasped. That's what his name implies, to grasp, to understand, to allow it to liberate you, to grasp what Yah says. This is what he says. He says, Yah speaking. He said, I want you to ask of me an uth, a sign, something that is miraculous, something that is beyond the scope of wisdom to understand. That which cannot be reasoned from the context of one's mind. I want you to ask, tell me to make another moon or sun, I'll do it. He said, I want you to ask me of an uth, a sign, something that is miraculous, something that is beyond the scope of reasoning and understanding. He said, I want you to ask it either in depth and mach. I want it to be so profound, beyond the literature construct. I want it beyond that. I want that to be a reproach to it. He said, I want you to ask me something that your mind and the intelligence of your mind can draw from that constitution. Ask me a question. But I want it to be profound. I want it to be enough. I want it to be enough. I want it to be profound. And the essence of it is beyond any reasoning of any man. This is Yah.
Yeah.
This is the Creator. He said, I want you to ask that question either in depth or in height. I want you to be asking global, beyond the reasons of the content of a natural mind. In essence, I want it to be strong.
Yes.
I want you to get all your scholars and astrologers. I want you to ask me a question that cannot be answered by your reasoning. That's what y'all says. You see, this is what we miss it, because we don't start researching the books in depths to quantify and qualify what y'all says. We must have the qualification first.
Hallelujah.
You see how I started? Well, it's too hard for y'all to do. You see how he interacts with the one that is in charge of his heritage, king. He says to him, I don't care what is in the heights above. I want you to ask me the question. But look at the arrogance. This is how we are. This is Ahaz. You would have thought that he would have grasped what y'all says. He says, I will not ask. Neither will I tempt you. This dirty devil. He had defied God, did everything he could, just like we. We're defiers. We don't give a knicker's worth of rat's meat about anyone. That's what he says to you. That's how he speaks to him. Yeah, I know you're smart. You created that. This is a verbalized conversation. It's personal. Y'all said to him, you don't know who I am. That's what he's saying to us today. Y'all don't know me. You know me in the religious form of mama and words that you've heard, but they have no power in your lives.
Yes, hallelujah.
You do what you want to do,
Yes.
and act the way you want to.
Yes.
That's a fact. And I don't apologize to no one. Devils. Period. Look at this great master we serve. Hallelujah. Verse 13. And he said, hear you now, obey it, that we eat. It is a small thing for you to weary men. That's not difficult for you to make men distrust and you overpower them in your moody, sometimes foolish, childish, juvenile ways. Children do that. This daughter always asks me, almost every day, the same question. Poppy, when it gets dark, can I spend tonight with you? I know what she's going to say. I said, you have to go ask her, see what she says. Last night they were over, right at the beginning of Shabbat. They were singing this song, I think, it's in the yard. Of course, I enjoy that, so I sat there rocking like an old man and just moving my foot and singing along with them. It's sad we don't have that kind of relationship with each other. Mothers and daughters and mothers, and daddies and sons. Sad. It's a damn sad shame. You're nasty, you're cold, you're wicked. I want them to call me Papa. I want them to love me. They know when I say no. Most of my answer is yes. Well, all of them. You do them different than them. Well, go to hell. What you do? I will. Go to hell. I said like that. Go flat to hell. Devil. That's what he says. Hear YisraYah'ale, the bed of Dawid. It is a small thing for you to weary one another, but will you weary the sovereign master? Will you weary Yah? Will you try to stand him up? Will you? We do it all the time. This is what Yah says, therefore, sovereign Yah himself shall give you an oath. He will do something that it will be so distinguished you can't forget. I will never forget the day that y'all lifted me out of the dungeons of my own damn corruption. A wicked man. And on that same night, son, my first cousin, his daddy and my father was brothers, his mother and my mother's sisters. My first cousin was killed that night, running from the police. His mother produced one son that shot the son whose father, his father, my father were brothers, shot him at his mother's house, killed him dead. I will never forget that night. It was no gradual change from that moment.
Hallelujah. Truth, yeah.
And my wife watched me. She said, I want the same thing. There's no raising hell, trying to get her right. Never forget that. Never forget the date in 1978. Know the date precisely.
Hallelujah.
You can't even remember that, but you remember the day your mother birthed you, because that has been grained into your logic and your thinking because you celebrated it. And that's just a fact. Let's get real. And don't play. Listen to this. He said, therefore, sovereign Yah himself shall give you a sign. Look what he says now. Ahaz, he was arrogant. Well, I really don't need a sign. Yah says, I'm going to give a sign. You notice how he addressed him in 13. He said, here you be it, Dawid. He said, the house of Dawid, out of the loins shall come a child. You must have line upon line. And this arrogant beast, just like us, we are arrogant because, show me my wrong, and try to pretend that he was so upright, he was a damn dog.
Yes.
He's a dog. Yah says, I'm going to show you a sign. And he says, behold, these twisted ones, they call themselves Hebrew Israelites, they will argue the words Alma, Bethula, they mean the same thing. Bethula and Alma, it means the same thing. It's only in the Greek promthinos, like P-R-O-M, promthinos implies, and its meaning derived from the Hebrew idiom, a young one that is of the age of consent of activities involving and one of her opposite. That's the only difference. Alma means a woman that is of that age, that is of marriageable age, and they have not entertained, and so the same thing is Bethula. She's of the age of marriage. She can marry. She has not been tainted or taught, but no one has touched her. That is one of the most beautiful things. That's why y'all keep, you young men and women, keep yourselves.
Yes.
Get all damn lustful and wicked,
Hallelujah.
because that is the solidifier of love. I'm going to teach on that when I teach on the angry black woman, all right? I got something for you.
Yeah.
I'll teach the woman, this angry woman. He says, and not only that, he calls her a virgin. She is of marriageable age. She has never been touched. She shall harith. She shall become impregnated. She shall produce a kind. That's what harith is. She shall conceive. And in order for her to conceive, there's a process of conception. She shall conceive. That's all it says. She shall conceive. And she's going to bring forth what? A son. She shall bear a son, and you shall call his name El Mamuel. Same thing in the Greek tongue, just Pronounced differently, it means that Yah is with us.
Yeah.
That's what the word is. YHWH is the word. So that lets me know that Yah is with me. He's not talking to you, you lying devils. He's not speaking from the heavens to tell you, you got a word. I get a word all the time from the book. He's not talking to you in no vocal voice. You are a filthy, wicked liar.
Yes, sir.
You and your whole house. He speaks by one thing. And that's the testimony of Yahshua. You know about that devil? You think he's going to talk to you? Get out of here, you devils.
Yeah.
So that's how all of these theses come about. You see, it was a twisted homosexual faggot Lord Jesus Christ told them. And so that's why they got all their theses. They're not doctrines. Theses. He didn't speak to everybody. He spoke to this and only. To let this old wicked king know. He's letting us know because we all think we're rulers and kings. Nobody tell me what to do. I rule myself. You are a fool. They tell you when to pay your electric bill. Fool. They tell you when to make your house payment. Fool. They tell you when to come to the grocery store. Fool. They tell you how much you're going to pay for that loaf of bread. Fool. It is so stupid. And a man called me the other night. He wanted to come teach on Kemet. I said, damn, your Kemet doesn't mean a damn thing. You more scientists and all of that. You don't have a damn thing. You don't even know how to live among each other. Show me one Kemet community in America. I have learned the pure language. I said, you're full of it. I said, how did you learn the language? Well, I taught myself. I said, you are quite stupid, man. I don't play with people. And after about 10 minutes, I said, that's it. Man, look, bye. Well, if you don't let me come teach, I'll come work for you. I said, no, you're not coming here. Keep listening to me. You're not coming here. Not that I'm afraid of him, but I don't have time to waste with a fool like that. You all always trying to convince someone. I must convince me. I'm not worried about convincing you. This is for me. It convinces me to live right, to walk right, to talk right, to care for his nation. That's what this teaches me. Right? This virgin shall have this child. She shall have this from Didos. That's what she is. She has never been entertained by man. The girls today, 10, 12, 13 years old, and entertained. They will never have the sense of love. You young daughters that listen and hear me, keep yourself. Don't allow someone that is the sensual and of the great building block of love. That's what it is. I'll teach that when I teach on the angry black woman. That's what makes love. That's what creates honor. There is nothing that strengthens. I said this, say, yeah, this one, say, yeah, you know my wife is the beauty of my skin. She is the personality of my skin. I don't treat her like no dog. She knows who's the man. She knows that. She brings beauty to my strength. She brings purpose to my strength. Because it teaches me one thing above all things. Yah commands the man to love the wife like Yahshua HaMashiach. And these bastards, I say that, these dogs are not loving no damn one. They think it's all sensual. The pit bull doesn't make any difference who he rides. They're nothing but damn dogs. They're weary the women, they don't even know how to love. So how in the hell can she teach her daughter how to love? She doesn't know how to. There's no satisfaction for her. Y'all taught me everything. Well, how? Just by listening, hearing. I'm not jumping over the fence no more. Anything you're going to lay me closer to that fence when the day comes. Can't do it. Listen to this. It's either that this prophecy by Isaiah, YisraYah'ale, YisraYah'ale, is either a twisted, convoluted, perverted lie, or it must be of credibility. She shall conceive. He did not tell us the methodology, but she's going to have a child.
Yes.
There must be witness. Let's go quickly to Medithia. I want to confirm this prophecy. Matthew. 2 verses I want to read in chapter 1. Matthew chapter 1, verse 22 and verse 23. I'm going to break this down to its smallest content. I'm not going to rush. You don't want to listen. Go watch sports, some silly mess. Don't listen. It says in Medithia, Matthew chapter 1, verse 22. Either this shall confirm what the Navi says, or it is a flat out lie. Throw the damnable book away. It's a lie. This is what the book says. Bishop would say. Now, I'll start back at verse 1 of this chapter. I want to get this for the witness of this prophecy. Now, all this was done that it might be it might be fulfilled. Matthew's 1:22. That there must be a performance. Everything that the Navi said must be executed.
Yes.
It must come to pass. It must present itself like the prophet said. Has to. And if it doesn't, it is a lie. It must be something that is distinguished. It must be beyond the reasoning of one's mind. You can't reason and tell me the composition of the sun. Well, there are all kinds of gases, and that's what it is. It's a ball of flame. It's nothing but gases that erupt from the core of the sun. You would think that's why it has to burn up. Why hasn't the gas been exhausted? If you say that the sun is 2.7 billion years old, come on, jackass. So you tell me it has a resource that needs no replenishing? I don't even want to think of the term of 1 billion years. Even 1,000 years. No man has lived 1,000. Even 100 years. Not many people live to be sanitarians. Let's get real. It's a distinguished thing. That's why we marvel at that. Not in this generation, not in this hour. 99.9% of them as wicked as hell. So it wasn't because of a love for Yah. Yah shows that even if I have kindness on the wicked, they're going to still die wicked. I don't care how long I let you live, the way you is. Yeah, the way you is today. You're going to die that way, fool. You're nasty, you're wicked. You're going to die just like that. And I don't care if you don't like me, because I don't like me, so it makes no difference at all. It must be fulfilled. It must be it is fixed. It is distinguished. It must be done. He says, which was spoken of Yah by the prophet. Say it. What prophet spoke this but the one we just read? What of the Lord be spoken? He spoke this. Has to be a witness. And the third witness, it must be fulfilled. It must be done. And it was done.
Hallelujah.
Behold, a promthinos or a primthinos, a woman, the idiom of the Hebrew language, she has never been enterprise. She's clean. I'm not talking about some actual physical. This world is enterprising your daughter's mind and things that they make them think. Some of the most vilest of filthy things. Son, I was young and wicked. But I never did those things. I didn't do this. Not that I was better than anyone. I was as wicked as anyone. Cats looking at Hustler magazines and going to those movies that was stupid to me. You don't mess like that. It was just a fact. Because in those days, if I wanted a girlfriend, all the girls liked me. I don't know why. Gap teeth and all of that. Look like I'm listening to it. From the sophomores to the senior, to the older ones. I just bless Yah that He kept me from all of that.
Yeah.
I do. There's only one woman, if there's any expression of love that I love. There she is. I'm loving no other woman.
Yeah.
I've given no woman a gift, no woman, but that one.
Yeah.
I gave her the gift of my heart.
Yeah.
That's right. That's why when I say I touch no woman but that one, I touch no woman. Tshuwah could have been riding the bandwagon like these dogs today, call themselves Ivan 2 or 3 wine. These are dirty dogs. I got them coming. Let me say this, and I interject this,
Yes.
because I'm going to deal with, quote, Bishop Charles Dawid, that posted that on our website. Unquote. Don't tell me let it go. No. It's the devils.
Hallelujah.
And they're destroying the simple ones.
Yes.
You that are simple, they're destroying you. He posted that on our, he posted. I didn't post. I don't go to his site. But he think I forgot about it. I forgot about it. I'm going to blister his buttocks. What bad boy. Hallelujah. Behold from Thanos, a woman that has never been engaged or interacted with a counterpart. Never. Never. She's never been touched on her. What the husband should enjoy, the breast of his wife in the days of his youth.
Yes.
That's what the Torah says, man, husband, enjoy. Take full advantage.
Yeah.
And from that you teach them the essence of what love, the composition, and every experience that you have.
Yeah.
That in that experience, it is a comfort that comforts one another.
Yeah.
Not just you, fool.
Yeah.
I say it that way. I don't care if you don't like me. I don't care if you don't, oh, he speaks like you all are so stupid. We are a stupid people. Listen to what he says. And this virgin, this Bromfidos shall be. You notice what he said? Shall be. Shall be. Shall be. Not, but she shall be with child. She shall be. She shall be. Well, it shall come to pass. It was there. Before anything, other thing was integrated. I will prove all things according to Torah.
Yeah.
And there's a plethora of these organizations. They are worse than the Christians that they tend to oppose in everything. They're worse.
Yes.
They auction their activities. They do more drugs than Christians. They rape the women. They belittle them more than Christians. Speak of the women of your hue like they're nothing but dogs. Ignorant. Those that they know we be like that.
Yeah.
That's right. Made the woman an Ezra.
Yes.
The helpmeet. And the word Ezra is solely for you. He is a very special. Ezra, Ezra, Ezra. He only calls you that.
Yeah.
That's why we must, as men, love him with all. That's why we must love our wives. Fools. I will come on.
Yeah.
You obey him.
Hallelujah.
That's what we must do as a woman of Yahshua. We must obey.
Yeah.
She shall be. If something shall be, that means that in the context of the tense or present tense or past tense, it's present. She shall be. She shall be with child, she shall bring forth a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel. Same, just the differences in sound from the Greek to the Hebrew is that Yah, the Creator, is with us all. Which shall, or it is interpreted, you see that. We, as a whole, the bride of Yeshua, we're the bride.
Yes.
He's coming back for a woman. It's not a dirty whore that stinks. Not like a hola and a holaba, two whores that their teeth had been bruised and played with everyone. The Assyrians and everyone had played with their titties and all of that. He's coming back for one that is pure and clean. Her clothing are washed. She's not spotted up with every kind of disease. That's what he's coming back for. And the assembly, the true house of YisraYah'ale, is that identity, not this harlotry and whoredom that's taking place. It's none of y'all. It was not birthed in the heavens. It's birthed out of the lust and the wickedness of man. If y'all created this, he makes me. How could he know Jeremiah? Before you even formulated in your mother's womb, I know you. I had that seal on you for one thing. That you will prophesy and speak my counsel. My correction. He knew him. You tell me he did not know the word that he was in him. It became alive. It became alive to show us that this word can live in us. That's just exactly. Hallelujah. Let's go back to verse 18. Verse 18 of the same chapter, all right? Matthew chapter 1, verse 18. Tithia chapter 1, verse 18. Let us see if this is the fulfillment of the prophecy. Yeshua. I spent y'all's time judiciously. He reminded me the other day, when discussing the teaching, you said you were going to teach on the angry black woman. I said, I appreciate that. Because from that time that I've said that, y'all be my witness, I probably put together 20 teachings. And we go back to that date, I started that on my system. And it will show you I put together at least that many. Minimum. Some completed, some are not. I'm not here to rob us, nation. To spew lies. And I pretend I'm living one way. I'm living like a dirty dog. Now, one of y'all kill me right now. Let us go back to 1:18. All right? Matthew chapter 1, verse 18. It talks about the genesis. It talks about the birth. Now the genesis, the birth, the nativity, the bringing forth. All of that's important. Of Yeshua HaMashiach. But this word that he used here, it is the whole catalyst. It was on this hodo, on this ones. In my examination of the word hodo, it implies that not only on this wise, but the performance of, the matter of, the composition of. So that word has a tremendous ramification in its expression. So the birth of Yeshua was on this wise. It was on this wise. It happened because of this, on this wise. The birth of Yeshua was on this wise. There's a colon there. So it gives us an independent statement to show us that there was a birth. There was ramifications to the birth. It was on a certain pattern, certain performance, a certain order. This is the wise, or this is what huto is. Huto, it means that. It happened according to this pattern. According to the tabnuth,
Yes.
the pattern, the testimony of the word of Yah. That's what it was. Now it gives us something here that is important. When as his imam, his mother, Miriam, you understand here, it used the word, she was nisdudo. She was espoused. She was betrothed in the same language. She was promised to marry him. They had not consummated the marriage. She was espoused to him. He had done all the things it took to get her. He had paid the dowry and all of that. He had not entertained her. He had not gone into her nation. When she was espoused, she was promised. She was his wife.
Yes.
When someone get engaged, the only thing they're waiting for is the solidifying of that, are they not? He didn't tell you to shack like damn dogs.
No.
You're a whore of a woman, and the little faggot you shack with, he doesn't give a damn about you. Got some old jackleg man that give you a piece of paper to say you're married. That's a lie. He knows you are a cheap whore. He knows you are a cheap whore. And if you have a discern he's a coward, something wrong with you. He knows you are a penny whore. And you're so shallow you do anything to keep that. That? You're not a little boy. He's a little boy. He has no commitment, no responsibility. He's a little boy. There you that are listening to me that are that way, you don't get past me. That's why I say to you all when you come here, men and women, you better listen. You send me an email because I tell the women how to dress. You don't come here showing off your ass, all right? And I tell the men don't come here with dresses on. I'll tell the women don't come here with pants on. I'll tell the women that dress, you don't come here that way. I don't care who you are. I got the same letter I sent everyone, told them how to dress. No short pants on the boys. You come here dressed appropriately. That's a fact. You put on your Sunday go best for your events. You come to Yah's house appropriately.
Hallelujah.
I've seen those big women come here with dresses on like, who wants you? That's right. I don't care if you don't like me. I don't care. You that are listening, even you here, it makes me no different. Somewhere we must draw the line for Yah.
Yes.
And we haven't drawn the line for Him. We are afraid that nobody would like me. I don't give a damn if you don't like me. I don't care if my wife doesn't like me. I don't care. And I certainly don't care if you don't like me. We have played too long. I want these, if I pass before I can marry them. I want to marry you when they're just stand with you. And they will live right. Live right. This is no identity movement. This is the truth movement. The Hebrew Israelite. Well, you're just a dirty, filthy sinner. Wicked. You live like a dog. Show me those that identify with YisraYah'ale in the book that you weren't wicked. Live like dogs. Let me move on here. She was espoused. She had a baby in it. She had a baby in her.
Yes.
Well, how do you know that? Well, the Melech of Yah told her, don't worry about a thing. Just take the women. Yah has taken a slut of a whore like us.
Yes.
Tell me where you came from.
Hallelujah. Bless you. Yes.
Tell me your life. You were a dirty dog and a liar.
Yeah.
There were those that had much more on the basis of personality than me. They lived in homes that are much more right than the house I lived in. Yet, He chose me. And I'm glad of that.
Hallelujah.
And I'm not going to sell that out for life that's as a vapor of smoke. It's all gone. I remember when I could jump that fence. I remember I could run those steps over there 50 times. I remember I could do 5 miles every day and put that 200 pounds on that sled and run that back. I remember that. I remember dunking a basketball, put 1,000 pounds and press it. I could press it 10 times. 750 pounds, 25 times. Strong as they come. But I ain't that, no, I ain't that now. Don't want to be that. It shows you the fragility of youth. You think you got it? I don't want to go run 25 miles. I do well if I can walk 1 mile today. That's the truth.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. I want to live right.
Yes.
I want to live honorable with
Hallelujah.
all men, especially you that we live together. We have YisraYah'ale. I want to live for me, and that I'm not going to be. Kill me, Yah.
Yeah.
That a stranger put a bullet in my head and they never find me. Before they came together, before they sunech omai, sunech, like the neck, omai, sunech omai, before they entertain each other. You hear that? That's why it's vital to understand words. Well, you know I love you. No, I don't know you love me. Don't know I know you love me. You tell me. So you have to tell me. You don't know I love you. No. Tell me. I love you with everything that's in me. Oh, you're my chum, my everything. Man, I love you. Tell me that. That's different. You don't know I love you? No. Tell me. Tell me again. Tell me again. Tell me again. Before there's so much, before they came together, before he touched her. That's what the book says.
Yes.
I hate the spirit of these dirty people. I didn't want to be around them. I've literally heard them say, you think some quote angel was back there banging Mary, unquote? That's these dirty bastards. You think I let someone come on the ground? Get off these grounds, buddy. Who's going to make me hold you? You're going to leave. We'll make you. Ain't no doubt about that. You're not coming here to jump us. You're not coming here to play us. You're not coming here to be no boss man here. That's a fact. You're not coming with no dictation. None whatsoever. Period. Period. What you going to do? I know you're not going to do anything. So it makes no difference what I would do. Period. Before they even touched each other. Before there was a alliance, a relationship. He didn't even kiss her. He didn't hold her hands. He didn't do anything. So I tell all you young daughters and men, the young men, that is the most powerful component of marriage. I don't care if you don't even know what to do, that's all right. You learn. You learn to love, care. That's what the enemy has robbed out of many today. That's why the young women don't know how to love, because she's laid with everybody. The young men have gone through, and it was not even sensational. So he has no idea what the romantic aspects, what they are. That's just a fact. Keep yourself. Keep yourself from this wicked world. It's wicked. Keep yourself unspotted from this wicked world. Don't allow yourself to be taken into that kind of horror and sin. It's going to rob you. It's going to take everything from you. You don't sell yourself for what? Nothing. For nothing. Hallelujah. Before they even came together, it tells us YisraYah'ale, she was found without previous having any contact, relationship. YisraYah'ale. It was something in her that had developed and formed. YisraYah'ale. With child. She was found with child of her ruach. The ruach had birthed that living word. And that's what the ruach does. It bursts the word in us.
Yes, sir.
It makes the word becomes alive and believable. Damn the Holy Ghost, this faggot dog thing you call the Holy Ghost. That's all it is. Faggots got the Holy Ghost.
Yes.
Faggots go rat-ta-pa-pa, shamada-pa-boop-ba-boop-ba-ba-ba. Faggots do that. They do that in the night spots. It's a lie.
Hallelujah.
And that is the power of Haruach. It brings alive that which lives. He ordained you before you were ever born. He had sealed you unto life. He knew every zero that would come out of that man. And he identified them as being YisraYah'ale. And with all of his kindness toward Dawid, no man is going to be satisfied unless he gets the fullness of that living Torah of Yahshua in him. She was found with child. So you damn dogs, who was the father of the child? You say Yosef? It says before they came together. And I want to show you what coming together is. We must break down Torah, all right? That we may understand. We must understand what that graphics of those words imply. Before they even touched each other. Before he ever kissed her. Before he ever held her hand. He didn't touch her because he didn't want to pollute her. You women, you young daughters, don't say you're some cheap for an experience, not even an experience. It's not pleasurable or anything. Believe me. Don't say yourself for that. And someone older than you is going to play you like a fool. I will talk this way to my daughters. They're going to play you like a whore because you're impressed with them. He still lives with his mama. How are you impressed with that? He's still a boy. He doesn't even understand responsibility. Why would you be impressed with that? Keep yourself unspotted from the world. Let the other ones do what they want to do. You play no whore for no little boy. Young man, don't say yourself. Because you will always have that attached in your mind. Hallelujah. You get old. God bless you. Hallelujah. And wives, don't get crazy. I don't mind cutting kneecaps out, all right? I don't mind. I don't mind running the sword in the depth of your belly. I don't mind that. Keep yourself. Preserve yourself. Do that. And Yah will send you a husband. When a man finds a wife, he finds an excellent thing. And Yah puts him in a category like no other. Turn those fans off for them down there. Turn those off. Turn that off, those CPI so they're chilly. Turn those. I don't mind. I don't want to be too cold. I can make sure you monitor that so that it's not too cold. All right. I am all right. I don't mind sweating. I sweat all the time. I get out and work. You turn those off. How many air conditioners? We just got that one on. Well, okay. It's going to get chilly, so turn those things on. They're all right. Preach it up a man. I'm not going to make one down today. But I will get paid today, your love for me and your friendship. Can I get a nickel? Can I get a dime? Come and sit at the table with you and eat as well. Hallelujah. Look what it says. I want to deal with that for one moment. She was found with child, but that's not what I want to deal with. Before they came together. Sunechomai. Sunet. Before there was a conjugal. Big word, isn't it? Cohabitation. Before you ever touched her. Laid hands on her. She had a baby. At that age, you ain't coming that way with me. She was found with a child. Can you imagine the extreme of that man? But let me, as Paul Harvey would say, let's go farther into the rest of the story. How about that? Yeah. You young ones don't know Paul Harvey, all right? Hallelujah. To understand before he came into, let's go quickly to 2 Samuel chapter 12. This is an example of what before one come into or went into. This is the example. 2 Samuel chapter 12 verse 24. How about that? This when Dawid knew that he had done wickedly. And Uriah is the quintessential of the Yahweh, like he loved his king. He will give up everything for his king. And Dawid was a ruthless devil. He stole the man's wife. You're not going to get by for your sin. What you sow today, you're going to reap. Yeah. Be not deceived, Yah is not mocked. For whatsoever man soweth, that shall he also reap. It's coming back. It's coming back on you. You're going to reap the rewards of that. And he knew what he did was wrong. One that loved him, that loved his wife, a beautiful wife. That's what Yah wants us to be, a beautiful assembly. Yes. One that loves his wife. But he said, baby, I know that you love me. But I cannot let anything interfere or anything in my mind infer with the will of the king. He is our melech. I will live for him. I will die for him. And your beauty, as beautiful as you are, as my heart weeps for you, as I cry, I long to feel the softness of your hand and you to caress my strong warrior's back. The king's job is greater. Yeah. To make sure the king is satisfied and save the nation. Yes. You're worth more than all that I could ever have. You're valuable to me. And I know that in Yah's time, I will caress you. I will love you. Dawid, you know the story, tried to trick him, got him drunk. But as my melech lives, beautiful wife, she had to be beautiful for the king. He could have had his choice of anyone, just because he was king. Yah could have had his choice of any people, but he chose a, quote, as Granny would say, quote, a good for nothing piece of shittle. We stink. Your breath stinks. Your body stinks. tells me, now you smell like an old man. I said, does an old man smell? No. I got nice cologne, daughter. You don't smell me. You just smell my chest. I'm like nice. I want me some cologne now. I don't lie to you now. I said, I got gargle, my breath smells fresh. Smell me. I put it on my back, so even if my back toward you can smell me, I smell nice. This is not stuff you go down to Roses and buy. This is nice stuff. Smell my beard. It smells nice. You smell like dill pickle. Now that says it all. God, I don't even eat dill pickles. Just out of here, woman. I did not eat one dill pickle yesterday. How do I smell like dill pickle? Get out of here. Get out of here. I don't smell like dill pickle. It smells nice. When I finish my order for my breath, may not be the best, but she was found with a child.
Yes.
Look what happened here with Dawid, 2 Samuel 24. When Yah brought his wrath down upon Dawid, the child did live. But this one that Miriam had, it lived. Because YHWH lives, we can face all obstacles. It says, and Dawid, he comforted Bathsheba. He had taken her to be his wife. And then it says, and he went in to her. Don't hear that? Yosef had not gone into Miriam. And he went into her. And then it says, he yachad. He lay. He laid in bed. He lay with her, and she bare a son. He didn't do that. Do you see? Because she was found with child of Haruach. She was found with child.
Yes.
Birthed by the Zerah. Yah's word is a seed.
Yes.
He birthed that in her just by his word. Now those had no imunah. YHWH say, rise up and be healed.
Hallelujah.
He birthed that.
Yes.
When he went into her, she bare him a son, and he called his name Shlomo. Why? And Yah loved Shlomo. Gave him everything he needed. I'm going to teach one day on those two concepts. 700. The 300 conquered, and the 1,000. Yet it did not make Shlomo happy. You lying dogs that are raping the women, calling them your wives, giving them some kind of little piece of paper, you're a dirty bastard. You're a dirty bastard. I can see if you want to state that this will come along marriage. South Carolina, they do. Texas, Ohio. Stay with her 2 years, she's your wife. What they're doing and the trauma, how they're traumatizing these women are wrong. You think Shalom 1,000 women, that is so stupid, this lust. It's almost like one having, like these Air Jordans. There are people that have thousands of pair. They got warehouses. If that's not a jackass of a fool, nobody is stupid. Give me all of that. I'll sell the last one for half price. Instead of $1,000, give me 200. All I want is get rid of them. Use the money for Yah. She was found with child. Yet he had not performed the same order as Dawid with Bathsheba. He had not. So I'm doing that to give you a clarification. When it says he had not yet gone in to her, she was found with child. You devils from hell. Damn your lying camps. You see those little silly fellas out there? Belittling the women, and yet they live with mama. They don't even live together. Barely working, any of them. No steel trade or nothing. Don't come here with that boy. Unless you're willing to work for me for 2 or 3 days. And then I'll let you sit down after that we talk. Find out what you got.
Yeah.
Stay at home and play video games and watch television. You jackass. Wife out working. You play your wife or your woman like a hoe. You know that man that I never spoke against? We were dealing with Apostle Rogers. He said to me, I'll never forget one day. That's why I took my wife. He said, you should not even. No man should have his wife out there working, having some man, tell him what to do, and she's all. That's why. I don't forget what men say, what they say of importance. I don't throw that away. And that's what I did. That's what I did.
Yes.
For me. Hallelujah. Well, let's deal with this. Went into her again. Let's go to better sheets. Genesis chapter 29. We'll find out what this means. This is the confirmation of a marriage here. Genesis 29. We know Laban, this liar, this corrupter, as he dealt so wretchedly with Yaakov. It said, and it came to pass in the evening that Laban, he did not take Rachel, he took Laban, he took Leah, his daughter, and he brought her to Yaakov, and he went in to her. He didn't have no priest to perform anything, but that was the seal. That was the seal of the marriage. She was not some hole that every man had gone into. He went into her. That's what sealed the marriage. The women that have been raped, the women that have been, they've been molested and stuff like that. That was no sensation for them. It was traumatizing. I don't care what the woman did. I was reading the other day, I don't know if I was talking to Ima YHWH. I said, YHWH, there was a young woman in college. In school, she had a 4.0 grade average. I said, she was attractive little girl. She wasn't, And in 14, she shot her father. She killed him. Boom, boom, boom. She killed him. Because nobody experienced what that child. Her daddy, her old daddy, baby guy. And of all that, as I read in the article, they asked her, why are you so nervous? She said, because I can't smile. But when I laugh and smile, I get nervous. Because that's what that did to me. It traumatized her. She said, I can't. I want to. But I can't. Dog that does that. The righteous rule of Yah. We had a righteous kingdom. Remember when Pastor Harshwood told me we had a righteous people in a righteous kingdom? We do it, y'all said. Yet he didn't do it. And this is what I did when I read the article. You can look at her innocence. You can just see it in that child. She could tell nobody. Nobody will believe her mama. And even the mother said, I heard that when they asked her, did you know what had happened? She said, all I know is I heard this unusual sound. She killed him. Shot him dead. You see, Yah's going to kill them too. That's a righteous judgment. A child that will grow up knowing that she killed her father. He raped her. It's going to take a special man for her to marry her, to love her. Not a little old boy. It's going to take a real special man. He's got to be a man. He can't be a little boy. He's got to be a man. He's got to be a man. And you don't find too many men at 18 years old. He's got to be a real man. He has to be a man that has been brought up under the tutelage and the maturity of manhood. Daddy that was real, and mama that loved her man, her daddy. If he wanted fried chicken in midnight, mama say, baby, you know I'll fry it for you. Come on and shut up and I'll sing for you. Do it! She fried some chicken. Oh, you people, we are a mess. Hallelujah. I'll get to a certain point in this today. Hallelujah. Let's go back to the TPI 119. I want you to get this part. If I don't, I want to get some of it down today, all right? Time is getting up. They're calling for rain here today. I didn't realize that we were like 11 inches below the water. We ever had any rain nation, so I'm not going to complain that storm that's coming out of the Gulf of Mexico. We need some rain. I'm listening to people, most people this year was one of the worst years to garden. So we put a lot of money in those seeds. It costs to grow a garden. Manpower and labor, seeds. But I learn something every year, all right? Let's go back to the PTI. I want you to read this, all right? I want you to hear this. I want you to hear it. It says, then Yosef, her ish, her husband. How is it your husband? You haven't touched her. Her husband. The Torah says he was a dicheos. A dicheos, he was a just, he was a righteous man. He was a man that had credibility and love for Torah and truth. He was a man of great beauty. That's what he was. He was virtuous. He kept the commands of Yah. He was that kind of man. He was a just man. He didn't justify himself. He justified himself according to the Torah. There's a comma there. His heart was so enthralled with her. It says, and not willing. There was no desire in him to make her an example, a public example. He knew they would kill her. He knew they would stone her. And he loved the woman. He said, I can wait for you. That's what he said. When a man loves a daughter, he'll wait. When a woman loves a man, she will wait for him. She will not sell herself like a nickel-dime whore. You need to hear this for your daughters. He didn't want to make her an open shame, but he was he was willing, he had the desire, he had the will, he was deliberate, he was minded to put her away. He didn't want nobody to know that I was. Mom and Daddy, just be quiet. We talked to her parents. She got a child in her. He didn't want to make her. It says, Lara. He wanted to do a secret. Just like the same word in the Hebrew, latch, same thing. He wanted to do it when nobody would know. Where the talk would be of the village. He wanted to do that secretly, privately. He wanted to conceal everything. How could he put her away when they had not certified the marriage? That was a prototype. He knew what Moshe wrote unto them in Devarim. I want to read that to show you. So you damn devils say that Yosef is the Avat of Yahshua, but yet you believe from Bereshit, from Genesis to Gilead, you believe that Esau is the white man and he's going to rip his head off. You are a jackass of a fool. If you don't believe this, the birth, you have nothing. You throw the whole book away. throw the whole book. You don't believe in the baptizo? Well, over us, and our 2 feet on the cross. That's how they would say it. That has a prototype. I'll teach that one day already.
Yeah.
I'll teach that to understand the concept of that, what it implies. And those that waited in the promises of Abraham, and those that had not moved beyond the promise, that's what he was dealing with. He was dealing with thieves and robbers, the same as the house of Yehuda and the house of YisraYah'ale, because that's what the mammies produce. A whole lot and a whole lot of hoes. They were hoes, not whores, with dirty hoes.
Yes.
Yes.
So you're dealing with people, they think they're smart. So they ask some of the most stupidest questions because they want to convey to you, I'm a smart man. You don't even look smart. You don't even look as though you have the intelligence to understand construct. You don't even look like you're smart enough to manipulate it. But they think they're smart. What about that? Tell me then. If I explain it to you, you wouldn't understand. Because you have no ability to grasp my language, my speech, the performance of my speech, my articulating of this thing. You will not understand. Even if I show you in scripture, you will not understand. He doesn't give this to everyone.
Yeah.
He doesn't give this to everyone to know and understand. That's why people, well, I'm searching for what? I don't need to search for a wife. And when this one is gone, I will search for no other one. Like that. I may start back playing chess, who knows? I'll be an old man. She ain't going nowhere. She loves me too much to leave me. She ain't not going nowhere right now. That's right.
Yeah.
Hallelujah. How could he put someone away that he had not gone into? That's crazy. The Torah would not permit that. He had not, how do you know unless you break the seal of promise from her, unless the offering of dung, the blood, is offered? How do you know that? He didn't want to put her to that test and that shame, all right? He did not. I don't say nothing funny now. Listen, you went interviewing for a job. You know, I say this to people. I'm a high school dropout. Worked at one of the largest corporations in the world. High school dropout. Dr. Graham, PhD in physics. I'm taking you with me. I like you. I didn't wipe Dr. Graham's golf clubs off. I didn't play no golf with him. And I was a better golfer than him. I guarantee you that. I could drive. I could putt. I don't tell jokes. That's our problem. Things are not funny. When you laugh, I'm mocking them. I mock these fools.
Yeah.
I say nothing comical. There's no time to be comical and laugh. It's time to be sober-minded and serious. You come here, you don't know me, or you listen for the first time, just be quiet.
Yeah.
You come here in a astute fashion. I don't like the bullshit thing, all right?
Yeah.
I'm serious as death here. I'm not here to play, and I don't clown with no man. I don't play, and I don't laugh around with men. Just be sober. Listen to this. Either he had a legitimate constitution to put her away. He didn't. Because he had never laid her down. That's why we did Bathsheba. How do you know? You know how he knew? Because he believed the messenger, the melach of Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
Don't be afraid now. That's why the Torah calls him a just man, a dikhaos. He was a righteous man, a dikhaos. He was a man that was pure because he knew the book. This is the only stipulations. Ooh, I'll have to stop here today. This is the only stipulation that the Torah gives us whereby he could have put her away. Divarim, quickly, Deuteronomy Deuteronomy chapter 22, 22. I would have begun at verse 13. It says this: if the possibility, if any man takes an issue, a wife, a betula, an olma, if he takes one that is of marriageable age, takes a wife, and he go into her, he must begin there. He had never gone into Miriam. These dogs out here, they're dogs and they're liars. I despise their lies. I despise how they play on the mind of the simple and the foolish at heart. If a man takes a wife and he goes into her, he must go in. He must go. He must enter. And Joseph had not bowed. He had not entered into her. He had not opened the door of the virtuousness of love and kindness. That's what that thing does. Your woman doesn't understand the affinities of kindness and love. It opens the door where she understands that. She'll love him, he'll love her. Because it breaks the seal of his own corrupt flesh. It opens the door to love. And that's what the world has gotten these hoes out here dancing like some slutty dogs, the buwansis, whomever they are. I don't know who they are. I don't know their names. Making you hoes act like hoes. You dress like a dirty hoe.
Yes.
And that's a fact. That's a fact. You want to be like them. What an abomination.
Hallelujah.
You want to dress like them hoes. Whose husband's not even faithful to them. Those men go both ways, men, women, dogs. Because of sensualizing of the sensual aspect of that, it has no thrill to them. They've had every kind of woman, from the fattest to the skinniest. Whatever their mind played out, they've had them. So a woman has no pleasure to them. They've gone through men. That's why they all act effeminate and look that way. And you think he wants you? What is that fella? I don't know. I don't want you to know. He's the top country musician in America. He came out and told, well, I like that boy. He's a good singer. When he told those folks he was a faggot, sales did not drop at all. Anything he picked up. He's a young black boy. He's only about 28 years old. He is a top producing country western singer there. And everybody wants to sing with him because he makes money. And they say he came out. I don't know, the boy never heard him sing. He told his audience, I'm coming out. You damn dog. I'm a faggot. It did not drop sales 1 minute at all. I was amazed at these hillbillies. Well, you know, the boy can sing though. I like the way he sang. He take that stuff like went down to Darius' house and we had some pop singer on the park and Darius said, I like that singing. He got that, what do you call that stuff? He sang with the dap or the rap or rap. Yeah, he got that wrapped up in there. He's changed just like old Johnny Cash, but the boy can sing. Did not stop the sales of his records. Hillbilly, get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. If a man takes a wife, he goes into her, find that she has done that which was full of deception. That's what he wanted. But the barak, you'll see. She's going to have a baby. It's already in the womb. It was ordained by Yah, just like you were. You were placed in your mother's seed or the chain of a seed, just like those chicken eggs. They got chains of eggs in there now. They don't need no rooster to make no eggs. They don't need a rooster to make eggs. They don't need a man rooster to make eggs. There's a chain in them. They're born with that. And they make eggs. And the rooster makes them complete now. The rooster makes them eggs right now, and you get them fertilized. You need the man now. She was found with child. So if he goes into her and see there is no proof of her purity, there is no stream of the blood offering, if I prefer to utilize it that way, then he would hate her. I paid all this dowry and all of this. And the proof was always in the activity, you understand? That's why it's important, mamas, you teach your daughters about their bodies. That there's a period in their life that everything changes. They're going to go through a tremendous change. They are excelling into adulthood. They're going to have a metaphoric change, and their body's going to produce this fluid that will flow out of them. That's so damn stupid of you parents. You are a stupid mammy not to teach your daughters that.
Hallelujah.
And show them.
Yes.
And daddy, you ain't worth a damn that you don't teach them how to honor their bodies. And your son, come on, man. That there's an evolution, there's a change. And my baby, you're going to go through this, but mama going to be right here for you. Don't worry about it. Mama, I'm scared though. And many little girls go through that, not even know what's happening. Look down and they see this. That's so stupid of you mamas.
Yes.
And you'd be surprised the young girls they were never taught that. You silly woman. Your child wouldn't understand what you're talking about, no way. You're supposed to talk so they are. She's a woman, fool. Well, she's supposed to understand. Teach her. She can be hygienic and all of that. It's insane. It's insane. It's crazy. It's stupid. And it's flat out foolish. Get all scared and stuff like that. They don't know what to do. That's wrong. You're going to have to stand before Yah. Listen. It says in the verse 14. And gives occasion of speaking against her, that he make these offensive words. He said, this hoe call herself Miriam. There is no seal, and I've given all this dowry. Somebody got to kick up, daddy. Give me my ball, give me my shekel. You going to kick out. This hoe, we going to kill her. I'll be the first one. Stone her. I know I'm a dirty whore. I've sinned. Lay with every kind of evil thing there is. But I'm so blessed to know that the blood of Yeshua the Lamb is sufficient. He said, I'm sorry. I have sinned. Help me, please. Help me. I'm so wrong. I'm so sorry. I don't know what to say about that. I'm just wrong. I'll just say, help me, please. I'm just worried about my sins. Come on, man. You that are used to hearing clowns and telling jokes and they're laughing, don't sit or come around me expecting that. Because I am a very sober man. I don't play. He wants to speak abusively against her and bring up an evil name upon her. He could have done that. And say, I took this woman, and when I came to her, this man had not even gone in her. But Yah put that man in the deep sleep. Without the nabu'ah, the prophecy, the wisdom of that revelation, and the purpose of his time, what it would be. Yeshua never called her mother. He never called Yosef daddy, father. But these are the same dirty dogs will tell you that's fallacy. He was not born that way. Yosef is the father. Then throw the damn book away. It's a damnable lie. Who are you to try to constitute that? I believe this, what I'm teaching. I believe this. I found her not a Bethulah. She was not a virgin. She was not that. She was a Pharaoh from the beginning. There was no offering of the blood offering. She was a dirty slut.
Yes.
You think a little girl at 10, 12, 13, 14 years old, whereby these beasts of hell have raped them. They had no one to call on. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised the young daughters and young women that have been raped by uncles. She was crying the other day. And so I said, Emma, you crying? So I said, talk to me. I said, you must tell me. Did somebody do you wrong when you were young? You holding this thing? I said, you got to tell me. Please tell me. And so she told me. She told me a story. And all I could do was just wrap her with these old big fat arms in my hand and say, come on. I'm here for you. But I explained things she told me, she said. She couldn't understand that. Her father, she recalled those events. They would go out to eat. And he would be drinking. He'd get so mad at her mother. And just start hitting her, beating her in the head and stuff like that. So I said, come on, baby, here. I said, you got to understand. I said, was his own guilt of his wrong toward your mother? And he knew she wasn't doing wrong. I said, he didn't know. He had no knowledge of that. He hated himself that much that he knew that the only person loved him was her mother. She had birthed his beautiful children. And he knew that that woman loved him. He knew that. I said he didn't know me. He didn't know. He had no understanding of what he was doing. He didn't know. He didn't. So he abused her. Nobody told him. Nobody. He was so wrong in his sins. As the old folks was eating way out. And you got a man here now. Don't worry about that. How come? Nobody gonna hurt you like that. Let nobody do you like that. Nobody, not you. You see, I'm not going to do it. And as sure as the gates of hell are open, I'm not letting no one do that. Period. Hallelujah. Let me finish up. Give me a few. Hallelujah. This woman, I found her not to be a virgin. She was not a Bethulah. In verse 15, then shall the father of, he calls her a damsel. He calls her a na'ara, a woman that had taken advantage, and she was a na'ara. This woman and her mother take and bring forth the token of her virginity. And the elders of the city in the gate, and the damsel and the father shall say to the elders, I gave my daughter to this man to wife, and he suddenly he hates her. She was not a slut. She was not a filthy whore. I gave her to him. He didn't do it right by her. And see, he has given occasion to speak lies against her, saying, I found her not your daughter to be a virgin. Yet, these are the tokens of her virginity. I have the seal of the cloth. I have that seal. And they spread the cloth before the Zachim of the city. And the elders of that city they take that man and they chastise him, they discipline him, they counsel him, they rebuke him. And then he shall immerse, he shall honor, he shall pay, he shall be fined him 100 shekels of silver, and give them to the father of the damsel, because he has brought an evil name upon the virgin of YisraYah'ale, and she shall be his wife.
Yes.
He may not put her away. Wasn't that what Yosef said?
Yes.
It says here in Yosef that the same thing in Matithia 119, to put her away. Does it not say the same thing? When he thought poverty to put her away, he had not gone into her. And so was she going to lie before the elders? I'm not pregnant. No. That's great.
Hallelujah.
And he goes beyond the approach of the natural mind. What he does, you can't figure it out, people. Don't try. Tell me the elements of, tell me the composition of hydrogen. You may break it down in its mathematical, periodical, chemical form, but tell me the composition. Tell me the composition of oxygen. Yet we breathe, don't we? I love breathing. I like to breathe. Yes, I do. I like living. I love living. I love living.
Yeah.
But you can't even tell me that. You that are stargazers, you can't even tell me the name of any star. That's why they got so many, they would give you your own star. Isn't that amazing? You never see it. This is your star right here. What you want to name it? Rayok? Yes, you did, buddy. It's going to cost you $69.99. I tell you what, we got bonus today. You want to get one for Emil Raphael? We told that one in for $29.99. Name it after Emil Raphael. And this is a chart where it's going to be. When? Today? What about next week? Well, I tell you what, sometime you just look, if you got any problem, we'll tell you how to locate it. I'll tell you what, buddy. I'm going to give you there $69.99, $10% of that. What is that? I ain't $2.9. What is that? I tell you what, I'm going to knock another 5% off. You'll be surprised the fools that do that. You'll be surprised the fools that get stars named after them. And that's just a fact. Hallelujah. He may never put her away all of his days. So what does that imply? He's going to learn to love her, be kind to her, and just be with her. I know there are times that we have those that have put away wives, but God never intended for that. He never intended for you to put away a wife. He never intended for you to divorce anything like that. We did things in our own ignorance, in our own selfishness, in our own stupidity. You had not been taught, you had not learned the ways of Yah. You had not. You had not. So you did things out of your own emotions, your lust. Even there were other things that had happened. Maybe you were a child. You did things that you had no conscience of. Yah doesn't charge us with that, but He never intended for you. But I don't buy the lies of these apostolic liars. You got to go back to your first wife. That is your first wife. The one that you married on the auspices of Yah's truth. That is your first wife, all right? Hallelujah. That is your wife. These damn liars, these dogs. You got to go back to her. These that here, I teach the apostolic. It's an apostate fool. Fact. They taught the truth of Yah. They had no doctrine of their own. They taught what the Torah said. That's what they did. He cannot put her away. Yosef thought privately, how can I do this? Put her away, then I don't have to get the elders involved. But you had to go. You were a just man. That's why Yah told you. Because you were an upright man. You were a just man. And the seed of that lion, or the loins, must have a strong mind. He had to be a strong man to wait on that. He didn't even touch it until afterwards.
Yeah.
And these dogs tell you those lies. And you are such foolish, immature individual. You try to prove that it's the truth. There are people that try to prove that. They're stupid. On every regard, they're stupid. Verse 20. But if this thing be true, and the token of her virginity be not for the damsel, then shall they bring her out, the damsel, of the door of the father's house, and the men of the city shall stone her with stone, that she die, because she hath wrought folly in YisraYah'ale, and she has played the whore. Does it say whore? Yeah. She has played the zana, the harlot. She has been a dirty whore. That's what she has been. She has played the whore in her father's house. So shall you put evil away from among you. If a man be found lying, if he be found lying, a connection, an activity with a woman married to a husband, then shall both of them die. Yah has no partiality neither. He means what he says.
Yes.
He means that. So although he thought privately to put her away, he knew this was the will of Yah. He knew it. There have been men say that I'm leaving her tomorrow. There have been marriages I've seen restored, and these same men turn against me. And once they did, the marriage didn't work. It didn't work. I said to my Israel, that man used to sit there with his wife. If he hadn't been so arrogant, haughty, and hard-headed, he thought he was above everyone. I said they would still be together. That's a fact. Because it was the fear that permeated, that they knew it was right. But they knew once I do my thing, you're not coming here to do your thing. I'm not letting you know, but I don't do my thing here. I don't, you know, I said that, that's what I said, I searched my garbage. There's really nothing in there. I take out my garbage about every 3 weeks. Because basically 99.9% paper. You don't have no donut wrappings in there. You just don't have it. That's all that comes out. You don't have no cans in there when I've been eating that night, because I just, if I wanted to, I could. But you don't find that. You find, I say, wow. And I pack it so tight. I pack my garbage so tight. I got one of those square garbage cans, and I pack it down. I press it down, Then when it comes out, it's a squeakless straight. Pretty. You don't find no cookie wrappings in there, nothing like that. I'm just being honest. You don't find that. You don't find no soda pop cans or no cheap check soda pop. You just don't. That's just me. That doesn't make me right because of that. But everything must be done orderly. And everything must be done decently.
Yeah.
I can fuss at you all because I know what I do. Yeah, I can tell you the truth. Hallelujah. I know what I do. And I know she's not going to lie for me. It's just the truth already. I'm going to take I'm going to close it this. Let me see. Verse. Let me read this 22-23. Okay. It says, and if the damsel that is a virgin be betrothed, that's what Miriam was. She was betrothed unto Yosef, to her husband. And a man finds her, if a man must saw her in the city, and he lied with her. I'm going to stop right there. That's what I'm going to pick it up, because it's just too much. I had said I was going to stop this week on this, but I can't let all the material that I have go to waste, so you can understand. Blessings. Be the riches of Yahweh upon you all. Be encouraged, nation. I am. Be strong.
Hallelujah.
All of this mess is coming to an end. God's going to tear this whole house up. You young men can act foolish all you want to. And you'll self-righteous, undignified ways. You think that you got it and you don't have a damn thing. And you young women too can play the role of a whore all you want to. You're going to die. And you're going to be judged as a whore too. You're going to get this thing right. That's a fact. And I say this to you all. When I married my wife, I was broke as they come. But I knew I could not entertain her that way. I couldn't sleep. I could do none of that. Didn't even have the money to marry her. That's why I will be eternally thankful to her mother. You know, as I got older, I said, I know you didn't want me to marry, but that's all right. I can't explain love. I didn't know what love was, but I knew there would be no one else. I would have married no other woman. I said, you were looking for a doctor and a lawyer, something like that, and she was qualified, beautiful, she could have gotten that. I said, but you got them both. You got your lawyer, you got your doctor, you got your philosopher, you got everything you need right here. How about that? And that woman, that mother, she cooked for us. I was so fearful that Saturday morning. I had a job, I was making $2.65 an hour. I'm not going to marry her. My rent was $125 a month back then. Didn't have the money. James A. Dare loaned me $5. I had, you go down to the Justice of Peace, you take your $20, we had gone down and paid the $5. So that's all I had. So I awakened that morning, and she started weeping. You don't want to marry me, you know you. I didn't know what to do. I didn't have nobody to walk. I needed $5 more. I didn't have no money. What am I going to do? I'll never forget. She sent her son. She sent me $35. She'll tell me, you didn't pay for me, my mom's dead. But I paid the way for you, Mama. I paid. This truth was in her heart. I own you now. Your mom is gone, I can't pay her back. You mine. Mother sent me $35. And that changed. Her mother, I can say, never treated me wrong. I don't blame her. Her doctor brings someone here like that, he come in to see her like, what I want. I'll tell you, get off these guns, I'll knock you out. I will knock you out. Get off these guns. Don't even try. Interview him. I will knock you out, buddy. No, you go home. I got this going. Get off these guns. And that mother was the first person that gave me a gift. I didn't even know how to receive it. I didn't know how. I didn't know how to accept it. I didn't know how to say thank you. I said to my wife, take it back. I don't want it. I didn't know how to, son. I didn't want to be that way. I said, take it back. Tell her I don't want it. And so she was going down to her mother's house that day. And she didn't want to take that back. That was one of the best things to happen to me. Her mother did. And I said, would you want to take it back? I don't care. She said, no, just, I'll take it back. Had an old black and white television, not like that. It was Saturday, I'm watching, didn't get my football, I want to see football. So she went to her mother's house, and I was there by myself. And that's when y'all really, I kind of got a glimpse of what care was. And it changed everything.
Yeah.
I remember what color the shirt was. I remember how it was made. I'll never forget that. She was kind to me. She never talked against me. She didn't. Never. All the other ones did, but she didn't. Never. I said to my English, she wants to stay with us, she can. I'd like to. She's not going to cause us no problem. I did. And she died here calling on Yah. May the riches of Yah rest upon you all. Be encouraged. We're supposed to get rain here at 2. It's supposed to rain all day. So I've been keeping up with the weather, all right? Let me say to you, our friends, do send your gifts and offerings, your tithes. You haven't heard no one talk to you this way, all right?
True.
That's just the fact of the matter. You got people that appease you, clown with you, and make you feel all comfortable. Listen, don't come here thinking you're going to feel comfortable. And there's one thing I will tell you all when you come here. I don't like that clownish bull, okay? And I just say bullshit. I'll say it that way. You come and act mature. I'm a man. I'm not a little boy, I'm a man. So when you come here, I don't care who you are, you come with some maturity. You don't come here to play games. You don't come here to answer your damn cell phone. Just leave. You don't come here with that. I don't care who you are. You daughters dress like a woman. You men don't come here with some little feminine looking dress. Just like a man. I don't take nothing back. Nobody wants to see you. Nobody wants you naked before them. I don't.
Hallelujah.
When you get naked in front of yourself, you're ashamed. I mean, look, I look a mess. Get out of here. I'm not going to stop talking like this. I don't give a damn who you are. You listen to me anytime. You know how I feel about how we dress. That's right. Don't come in like a faggot, man. Don't come here with no dress on, no wig on. Don't come here that way. Same thing with you, woman. Don't come here with no pants. I got a dress code here. That's why I tell people, hold up, where you come? Let me see you with the dress code. And they still defy that. Nobody wants to see you. Man brings his wife in, she's about damn naked. Why you want to impress other men? That's crazy. Sounds crazy to me. I don't want to impress all the men. Just you don't do that.
Yeah.
This is what the world has taught the women.
True.
Crazy.
Yes.
Not even trying to impress no woman. None. But one. That's right. I'm a warrior. I will kill you. I will cut your head off. Yes, I will too. A killer. Natural born killer. I will kill you. Let us stand to our feet. I'm hungry too. Turn toward YHWH, the city of Yah. In all things our precious Abba, we do barak Yoshua's name, and we thank you for all your kindness upon the nation. We pray for YisraYah'ale scattered throughout the earths and every place. Those that may hear this teaching, cause the repentance to flow in their hearts. I'm guilty of all sin. Every sin I'm guilty of, because I've transgressed one component. I'm guilty. So Torah for the name of Yeshua, forgiveness of my sin, and for the healing power of your Torah to restore the confidence, to heal those that even that are afflicted in their body, to give them the promise of that tikvah, and above all things that we rely upon that. Surely this is the day that Yah has blessed. In all things we will give your name the praises in Yeshua's name. Bless us all, I pray, in Yeshua's mighty name. Hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.
put a new song in my mouth. Even praise to Yahweh. Many are your wonderful works, Yahweh, that you've done for us. Many are your wonderful works, Yahweh. Many are your wonderful works, I delight to do your will, Yahweh. Delight to do your will. For your Torah is written in my heart. Written in my heart. Let those who seek you rejoice and be glad in you. Be glad in you. Let those who love your salvation say continually. Let Yahweh be magnified. Many are your wonderful works, Yahweh, that you've done for us. Many are your wonderful works, Yahweh, that you've done for us. Many are your wonderful works, Yahweh, that you've done for us. Yahweh has brought me out of a horrible pit. Out of a mighty clay. He has set my feet upon a rock. And established my path. He has put a new song in my mouth. Praise to Yahweh. Many are your wonderful works, Yahweh, that you've done for us. Many are your wonderful works, Yahweh, that you've done for us. Many are your wonderful works, Yahweh, that you've done for us. I delight to do your will, Yahweh. Delight to do your will. For your Torah is written in my heart.
you.